Okay, I'm going to show you how I make cake pops from cake batter. So I cooled the cake down and I ripped it up and I put it in here. I have it inside my KitchenAid mixer and I put this in it. Then I put it down. I lock it and I put a dish towel over it because it's gonna splash crumbs. So I have to break up the crumbs. So I run this for a couple of minutes. You can take a peek at it here and there to see how tiny it's getting, because you want it to be pretty fine. Alright, I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to take this off. And as you could see, it's very, very easy. Now the next thing I do is I get the icing. I get the icing and I'm going to put a little bit of icing in here. You don't have to use a lot, so I use about this much. And I start out a little bit at a time. We're waiting to see how thick it gets. So it's not supposed to be with crumbs. You gotta give more icing because it has to start sticking together. Sometimes you use more, sometimes you use less. It just really depends on the cake. So once you hear the machine slow down a bit, you're starting to realize that the cake is getting stickier. And this is perfect. It's sticky. Now we're going to make our balls. When you make the balls, you could just put them on a plate. You don't want this to be super sticky because then, you know, it'll be difficult and it'll fall off the stick. You might want to wash your hands because you're going to start making the balls. And I always like to just clean up the crumbs right here. But I have a plate right here. Make sure it's clean. And I'm gonna make my first ball. So I take like this much cake. Take this off so you could see. Take this much cake about, and I start rolling it up just like if you were making meatballs. Pat it, and before you know it, you have a perfect ball. See? Simple. Put it on the plate. Now I'll do one more. If you wanted to make chocolate with Reese's peanut butter cups, before you mix the cooked and cooled off cake mix, you could throw in a cup of the peanut butter chips into here, and when you mix it, before you add the icing, it'll melt right in and give it that flavor. And that's our second ball. One batch, depending on how big you make the balls, should probably make at least 25, anywhere between 25 and 30. If you make the balls smaller, then you could get a little more than 30, but for the most part, you're gonna get about 25 to 30. And that's it for today.